Zayland and you're watching 2SEATER Radio.
Check. We live from the 2SEATER headquarters with a special guest. I've been trying to get with this guy for like a few months now, for real, and he's finally made his way to Los Angeles. Dallas, Texas is based, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm with the one and only Zayland.
What's good?
Appreciate you rocking out with us. So, is this your first time in LA?
This is my second time, but it's like my first time actually doing something. Like the first time we went, it was like a kind of like a vacation type thing, but this time like we like working for us.
So you came out here and you locked in with who? Are you out here with a specific group of guys or?
Yeah, I mean honestly, I'm working with a lot of different people. I can't like speak 100% on everything, but of course like me and Falcons we're working on something together. And we got like a few label type things we gotta look at. And also like a lot of my homies, they moved out here too. Yeah. So I was just linking with them and like just making as much music as we can.
So talk about like the start. I mentioned that you're from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Your style of music, I don't know, when I first got introduced to Texas music, you obviously got the chop and screw, and you got a lot of like dance, party, turned up shit.
What were you listening to?
Yeah, what was you listening to?
Yeah, so I mean, I said it like before we started this, but like I was like born in Tokyo and I actually like a military kid, so I moved around a lot. But my mom, she used to only let me play like starting music. Like I listened to like Sade, Anita Baker, and the only rap she would let me listen to was a Tribe Called Quest. So that's probably like why most of the shit is like tailored towards like dance, is because like the only like hip hop when I first started like really going into that was like Tribe for sure.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah, I peeped that in your music, and I think that's what really catches my attention. So you got like projects on the streaming service. So you have your project that really got me hip to you, from Texas with Love, and then you have a chop and screw version of that. Yeah. And it seems like you also were bridging that gap into like more of a, it's easy to say, but like a selection world with the what's the project called with the remixes?
Oh, Nobody Knows.
Yeah, Nobody Knows the remixes. So are you trying to like bridge a gap between like that Texas flavor and also like that dance like selection?
Yeah. So honestly, like one of my favorite things, like I feel like a lot of people be sleeping on, but like the mixes, cause like my manager Joaquin, I don't know if y'all know him, but he's a DJ. So he be like putting me like on like a lot of music. And I'd be like, damn, I want to make like the mix, but like, he's from Venezuela, but he moved and he lived in Houston. But I was like telling him, I was like, I want to make like these mixes, but like as the songs type shit. And so that's why we like try to like bridge the gap for sure. And like in the future, the more music you hear is like that.
Who do you think you're like targeting most with your music? Like what kind of audience are you looking for?
Females, 100%. I mean, niggas gonna listen to whatever females listen to. So, oh my bad, am I?
Yo, you saying it's a free for all.
I didn't know, but yeah, females for sure.
So like, how do you talked about your manager, and he's a DJ and a producer.
Yeah.
How did you, as you started, how old are you?
I'm 22.
And how are you able to start like forming your team? Like how did you know, hey, I want this kind of person on my team, I want this kind of person on my team, to start really opening the path so that you could begin to elevate?
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, like my life was like weird. Like I feel like shit just be like falling into place for me. Like I'll just be like staying true and like praying to God and shit just be happening like naturally. Cause like when I first met Joaquin, like I had like 300 followers. Like the first song he heard was like this Paul Masson song, and it had like 50 plays on SoundCloud. But he heard that at like a party, and like he called me the next day and he was like, yo, I want to work with you. And like 3 months later we turned it up, like literally like 20,000-30,000 streams on SoundCloud on that one song that had 50 for like 2 months. And like things just kept on falling into place. Then we met Madison, investors, and everything.
That's tight. Have you listened to like any of the projects, Rand?
No, I haven't got hit yet.
You haven't got hit. What do you, so like I said, From Texas with Love is the project that really caught my attention. You got Simone is like one of my favorite Johns.
Yeah.
And then you got this song that I think a lot of people know that's featuring D Gotti. What's that? What's it called?
500 Degrees.
500 Degrees.
Yeah.
So like, I see you collaborate with, that's a woman, right?
Yeah.
You collaborate with her a lot. Like, what is your process as far as like reaching out and figuring out what producers or what artists to work with?
So honestly, there's another thing, like shit really just be falling into my lap, cause From Texas with Love isn't really a Zayland like project. It was really me like holding on to a bunch of music. Like I had like 300 something songs like in my notes, just like chilling. And I was like, damn, we gotta put this music out, and I really just want to feature my homies too. So that's why it's so feature based. Like there's like 2 songs on there that I'll be like, okay, this is a Zayland song. like Forgot Who I Was and Wax and Rose and Simone too. But like, yeah, I was really just trying to like just let the homies literally.
Fire. Has your background, like being born in Tokyo or just moving around a lot, has that affected maybe like your music or like even your style, like how you dress and your fashion and shit?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, like, I feel like I grew up in the internet age for sure. I'm sure all of us did, but like I got most of my fashion from like the internet. And then just like seeing certain things, like sometimes I'll be trying to mix like, and niggas be on my head, especially my niggas, cause I'll be trying to mix like the cowboy shit. Like you might see me pop on some like cowboy boots type shit, and like with some Supreme, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, but yeah, definitely for sure.
So talking about like style and brands, what's some of your like favorite brands? Like what's the style of Texas, or how do you bring the Texas flavor to like what you wearing? Like shout out some of your favorite brands, like top 3 or some shit.
My favorite brand is Converse. For sure. I got the Jack Purcells on. I don't know if I can
show them to the camera
real
quick.
They just got the little Jack Purcells. But definitely Converse. And really, bro, like other than that, I really thrifting like a lot. But Nike for sure, just on some shoe shit. But it's like I don't really have like no favorite like clothing brands, just because I just be like thrifting, like, cause like when I was like coming through, it's like when you like in high school and stuff, like you might have got like $5 see your name, y'all nigga got 6. Y'all ain't going to the store for real, you know what I'm saying? So we was thrifting a lot. Yeah.
Just throwing that shit together.
Exactly.
So that shit is like a creative process in itself for real.
Exactly.
What
What's occupying your time outside of music?
Well, low key, I just started like kind of like journaling and stuff, and I got like that. I like to play video games too, and I am like trying to like make my own type of like clothing and shit like that, and maybe get into furniture as well. But for now, like that's what it is. I actually want to start like a little Twitch stream for like the video game shit, cause I got that like original PS, the game that all like everything. We was playing Tekken the other day. I'll be playing 2K, GTA. You know what I'm saying? I want to get that new PS5, but we still waiting on my order to come in.
You plan on, so as your career continues to elevate, you're working with producers like Falcons, who I believe have like a national reach.
Yeah.
Do you have plans to stay rooted in Texas, or do you want to go to like New York or Atlanta or LA or something?
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I know I have to go, because even like another like producer we be working with a lot is like J-Rob, and we be working with like a lot of selection.
He's from Baltimore, right?
Yeah, but he lives in New York. Okay. And it's like even like Simon says, like it's just everybody's everywhere, but I feel like LA is like the place where collectively everybody comes. But I don't know, I'm not sure if LA is my vibe all the way yet, cause like I'm still like, I be chilling, you know what I'm saying? I feel like niggas in LA is all the time, I'm like relaxed, but you know,
describe the perfect girl for Zayland.
Shit, I don't know what she is yet. Honestly, I be just like focused on myself right now, but it has to be somebody that understands like, I'm not trying to sound rude, but like at this point I ain't trying to give none of my time that I could give to myself to somebody else type shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you can add to that and like help propel me for it, I'll do the same for you, cause like I mean in prior like relationships type shit I always gave too much too, so I'm not doing that shit no more.
Right,
you know?
right.
It seemed like you were. It's a Wednesday morning, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's one of our earlier interviews. Most people don't come to the afternoon for it.
When did you start taking music seriously? Like you out here in LA working out, you trying to move and stuff like that. So when did it click for you?
Like 2.5 years ago. Like really, that's like when I really like took it serious. Like, cause I just graduated college last year, and like I was doing it for my mom, because you know she wants you to go to school, and I was like, all right, I'll just do whatever I gotta do to get that finished. But yeah, like my like junior year of like college, I feel like that's when I really like was like, I'm gonna do this shit for real.
So what is it that you feel like you want people that's just getting hip to you, whether they're in the East Coast or whether they're down south, that's just finding out about Zayland or just going to discover the projects you have on streaming? What is it something you want them to take away from about you or from this conversation?
Yeah, I mean, so honestly, like I still be making music for women for sure, but more than that, like the songs that I make, they're for myself. So it's like anything you hear me say on a song, it's usually like how I'm like really feeling in that moment. It might be like me taking that emotion and like blowing it up on a larger scale or minimizing it, but that's really what it is. And if you relate to it, like you relate to it, because it's songs for life. It's not songs that we just like bumping in the club. You gonna bump that hoe in the club, but you can hear that hoe in your car before you go to work.
And even the mixes and shit, like I can hear that at certain singing in clubs or underground environments too.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's the first song you would recommend somebody step into if they didn't hear one yet?
Dang, that shit is hard, cause it was.
What's the first song if I'm getting somebody hit?
Yeah.
I always play Simone or 500 Degrees. It's like they easy wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say that or forgot who I was too. Niggas love forgot who I was because that would be bumping, bro.
I've heard some unreleased shit too.
Yeah.
Got some shit coming. Let them know where to follow you at. And you know what I mean? We definitely want everybody to follow 2SEATER to stay tapped in with Zayland. Let them know where to keep up with you at.
For sure. It's Zayland XX on all platforms. So really Instagram, Twitter, whatever, Zayland XX.
Alright. Appreciate you sliding through.
For sure.